The chakra system is based on ancient Vedic texts, and in Sanskrit, the word literally means disc or wheel, as in wheel of energy or disc of flowing energy through our body. Now, our bodies are all made of energy. Everything is energy at its essence, but the chakras follow the main energy points. Anodea Judith, who has written extensively about chakras over the last 3 decades, talks about them as organizational centers for reception, assimilation, and transmission of life energy. The chakra system has existed for thousands of years. It was put down in paper in the Vedic texts that come from India in ancient Sanskrit. But this knowledge was passed on for thousands of years before that. And what's so interesting is that there's so many parallels between the chakra system and ancient Chinese medicine, even the Kabbalistic tree of life. And more interestingly is the chakra system directly corresponds to the nerve ganglion along our spine. And so it translates directly to the neurological endocrine system of our bodies. Chakras are formed through the various currents of energy through our body. There are many currents of energy, but the main channel is called the Sushumna, which runs from the top of our crown all the way to the base of the spine. The Sushumna runs exactly along where our spinal column and our central nervous system highway reside. 2 main currents of energy, the Ida and the Pingala, run up and down and make crisscross patterns very much like our DNA, and create the centers of energy. Now, the Ida is the current of energy that is the feminine aspect, the yin aspect, the night or moon aspect of energy. This is the balancing energy that is associated with our parasympathetic nervous system, or the part of our nervous system that helps us to rest and digest. The Pingala is the current that is associated with yang, with force and power, the sun. It's the more masculine energy. And this is the balancing part of our nervous system that has to do with fight or flight or freeze. Now, these 2 currents run through our bodies and in general are in balance when they are flowing freely. What can happen is that there can be dis-ease in the flow, which leads to disease in the body, mind, or spirit. You can think of chakras as a vibrational energy, as a current that is flowing. And when there are unmanifested emotions like a constant hatred or anger or worry or lack of being able to forgive, then these biochemical reactions that accompany those emotions result in blockages, just like a boulder would be blocking a river current from flowing smoothly. According to Christiane Northrup, who is a gynecologist and medical intuitive, there is always the possibility of health and disease in the body. There are always precancerous cells that come in and out of our bodies and in and out of our energy systems, but it is the availability of blockages that allows that cancer to manifest or not. Chakras are formed based on our conditioning, principally from our childhood and how we were raised, patterns of behavior, patterns of beliefs, or ways of thinking. Not only do we inherit the genes of our parents and our ancestors, but it also has very much to do with the karma, the energetic imprint of our ancestors' lives. These chakras can also be balanced through practices that we'll be learning, through ways of thinking and behaviors that can bring into balance areas of disturbance or disease. Now, chakras can be either open or closed, excessively open or excessively closed and blocked, or anything in between. So, for example, someone who has had sexual abuse or trauma, their second chakra, the sacral chakra, which has to do with sexual expression and feeling comfortable in our bodies, may have a hard time being intimate with someone. Or, on the contrary, they may have exerted sex drive, looking for casual relationships and sex, and that might be a big way that this imbalance manifests. Another example is a person who has an overly open third chakra or solar plexus. This is the area associated with personal power. So this person may be obsessed with controlling everyone around them. They may thrive on confrontation and are always looking for a fight, so to speak. Whereas somebody with a closed third chakra is afraid of confronting people and will continually let themselves be pushed over instead of standing up for themselves. Now, blockages in one area, because it's an interconnected system, will certainly affect other areas. And so chronic avoidance of anger and not addressing a core wound of maybe forgiveness for something that has happened may result in gastrointestinal issues, because the heart chakra is right above the stomach, of course. So everything is interconnected, and the chakra system is an incredible foundation